Investment is often treated as the final solution for industrial growth. But capital has limits. In some cases, massive wealth remains static, untouched by even the largest bank accounts. These are the mountains of northern Pakistan. The altitude and the shifting glaciers create a physical barrier that most industrial equipment cannot navigate. Beneath these peaks sits a reserve of minerals worth billions. Yet for decades, it was effectively inaccessible. These pinkish-orange crystals sit unrefined at the tunnel entrance. Without heavy machinery to extract them, the landowners are sitting on a fortune they cannot move. This is the reality of a stranded resource. Raw potential has no market value if it is geographically and technologically cut off from the rest of the world. Thousands of miles away, a Chinese mining corporation was looking for this exact opportunity. They had the capital, the specialized engineers, and the heavy machinery the local owners lacked. But the risks of a cross-border venture are high. Foreign investors face legal ambiguity, cultural friction, and the risk of long, expensive delays. Every cross-border step introduces logistical friction. Moving hardware through checkpoints requires more than a permit. It requires a local partner who understands the terrain. These were two groups of strangers with no shared history and a 100% risk of failure. To succeed, they had to solve a problem that standard business insurance couldn't cover. When the local owners met the foreign engineers, they were effectively speaking two different languages of business. This is a classic case of information asymmetry. Neither side could fully verify the other's claims about land value or technical capacity. In most international deals, this gap is where momentum dies. When data is unverified, financial risk usually exceeds the projected profit. But these two parties didn't wait for perfect data. They bypassed standard risk assessment models, forming a partnership that most analysts would flag as reckless. Their agreement wasn't built on a perfect legal document. It was built on the reality that neither side could move a single mineral ounce alone. The logistical failures started almost immediately. Permit approvals stalled for months, leaving expensive machinery idle. Translation errors caused technical mistakes on site, driving up operational costs and causing tension between crews. For the Chinese investors, the burn rate was unsustainable. They were spending capital on a project that hadn't produced a single shipment. Standard corporate logic suggested they should cut their losses and pull out before the project went completely bankrupt. At this critical juncture, the entire joint venture was quite literally on the verge of collapsing under its own massive logistical weight. At this point, the data provided mathematical proof that the partnership was a failure. Since the contracts and the balance sheets couldn't fix the delays, we have to look at what actually kept the site open. The leadership on both sides made a choice. Instead of blaming each other for the bureaucratic setbacks, they agreed to absorb the financial losses together. This was a shift in risk allocation. Moving away from a transactional model, they created a system of shared responsibility. This architecture gave them flexibility to solve problems in real time, no longer limited by fine print that hadn't anticipated these delays. Trust, in this context, isn't a feeling. It is a structural mechanism designed to handle the unpredictable variables of international business. Once the partnership stabilized, the results became physical. This bucket wheel excavator is now carving into the mountainside, moving earth at a scale that was previously impossible. This brought wages, technical training, and new roads to a valley that had been economically isolated for generations. The operation now feeds into a global supply chain. These containers represent a functioning pipeline for resources that were once considered stranded. By betting on a partner instead of just a contract, they turned a stagnant landscape into a high-capacity industrial zone. The mineral wealth in these mountains was never going to be moved by money alone. Navigating this chasm required a different kind of infrastructure. The project succeeded because both sides prioritized long-term reliability over short-term legal protections. In global industry, contracts provide the rules, but human predictability provides the stability that complex ventures actually need to function. In the arithmetic of international business, trust is a structural component, a currency that makes the movement of everything else possible. Investment is often treated as the final soludendation.